everybody. Thank you for joining us today again. This is video part 6. Um, I wanted to take the chance and say that the content and the copyright of video does not belong to me. It belongs to my teacher, Elmasio Godson. And I wanted to take the chance to also say thank you to him for letting me do this video. Alright, how is everybody doing out there? I really hope everybody's doing really good. I know it's the weekend, we are all stuck in, has nothing to do, but that's why I'm happy that everybody's joining us. Alright, so I noticed that up until now, humanity is still struggling to find a cure on how to get rid of COVID-19. It is quite normal because the principles of basic life pushes everybody to find ways to defend themselves, to think, to fight back, and to survive. And we want a real solution to this cause. We don't want a placebo or cover up. For so long, our humanity has done just that. We try to create other solution by creating more issues, and they do, and all they do is cover them up as if we wouldn't notice, So with COVID-19, we must think super hard about who we are, why we are here on earth, and we must really listen to what the disease is trying to tell us so that we do not repeat the same mistakes again. But I can assure you that humanity is set in their own ways. Humans being love to suffer. Humanity will suffer again because as soon as we leave COVID-19 behind, you'll see that humans will go back to their old bad habits as if nothing happened, and this is really sad. I think humans love to learn things the hard way over and over and over and over, I guess. But anyway, the first thing that I want to share with you all today is a solution must be found at all costs. You are going to tell me that, yeah, we know that. All right. But the problem is, honestly, the problem is, But when will they find a solution? Because on many social medias, people are talking about the end of the world. And it makes me laugh every time I hear those type of things. Because humanity and this generation has another 10 generation, even more 100 more generation to come, and we're still not gonna see the end of the world because the circle of life itself isn't over yet. We are in the era of Kali Yuga, and this era will last for about 432 years, and we've only done 500 years of it so far. And we still have about, I want to say, thousands of years to pass through before we can even dream of an end of the world. And this is the truth. We see documentation on the apocalypse, horses floating in the sky. People are trying to show us that the end of the world is near. Please forget about all of this nonsense. There won't be an end of the world. It is true that you need them to give you a warranty, but what you don't know is that people are using your fears. Please refer back to the old videos that we did and see what they are doing. They are trying to send messages to your conscience. There won't be an end of the world. Humanity isn't going to stop. Humanity itself is an organism. Okay, a living, breathing organism just like you and I. And given the fact that it is a body, the body do get sick from time to time, and this is exactly what's happening right now. Today we realize that the entire humanity is feeling what is going on. This is because we are all just one body. No matter the race, the civilization, the origin, we are all the same. We are all one body. We felt the pain of those who passed away. They imprinted those pain in us. We all came from the same cells, tissues, and same organism. That is why we are feeling for those who passed on. One thing is for sure, it isn't going to be the end of the world. If you listen to those, I want to say pastors and priests telling you lies, you're going to be scared. We have thousands of years ahead of us. Please do not believe their lies. The world is not going to end. Life goes on, all right? Okay, so don't even think about it. The apocalypse is actually an identity of Christ, like reliving a person's own union with Christ in the celestial Jerusalem in his soul. And this happened in the alchemical phase. You must watch the transformation to really see that it is an alchemical phase. Some stories of the apocalypse can confuse you if you do not dig deeper. When you don't understand the circle of what is happening today. A lot of people are reading the predictions in the apocalypse and think that it is the end of the world. Others are even saying that the government is going to change the world. They have so many theories, and this is the moment that everyone chose to expose their fears onto others. And like I said before, fear is a scandal. It's sad to see that humanity had renounced to the metaphysic knowledge. So what is really going to happen? You know, the virus shows that it belongs to a circle. I already explained it. It's the solar unity. The circle always goes back either 99 or 100 years, but generally it comes back every 99 years. And it's a circle that you can calculate by multiplying 33 times 33, and it gives you 99. Okay, so actually another circle just began, and that's all it is. And as and this is how the earth of humanity is evolving and perfecting and refining itself in the spiritual dimension. Okay, guys? And we need to understand that we are really far from stopping this cosmic machine. The machine is not going to stop just because. And everything that is going on today is just a test, a pain that is leaked with our own consequences. I already told you that we found the jackal. In the signs of the jackal, we find the planet Mars. If you look in the book of the dead by the Egyptian, if you pay attention, you'll see that it is also in the year 2019 that the astronauts were really able to get a clear information on planet Mars. Are you all not surprised? So Earth meeting with Mars, even though they have more advanced machine, they are only able to see planet Mars now in 2019. It should tell you that the exterior things are connected with the interior, okay, ones, and it makes sense. Like I said before, it makes sense that the jackal is transporting something. Not only the planet Mars is planet of war. This war, we are going to win it. It is also carrying the planet of Saturn, okay? Saturn is a planet of maturity and spirituality. Maturity is imposing the value of experience on us so that we can mature by gaining experience, because we need it. We must grow and change our point of views. So when you find Anubis or Anpu in this phase, it doesn't mean that Anpu represents death. No. The angel of death, Anpu or Anubis, only represent the person that is doing the period of our case. He represents the era where the person must work on its own vital energy, which is the Ka. Mastering your vital energy is very, very important. I promise it is. Mastering your vital energy is the key of transformation that will allow you to defy every virus. No virus can resist your vital energy as long as your vital energy is conscientized by a process. I have already shown you the part 1. Remember that? That is conscious breathing, which consists of waking the breath that is from within and from outside to connect with the vital energy that is everywhere in the universe. And this will reinforce our own vital energy, our etheric body. All right, so the 5th archon represents man, the quintessence of man himself. So as we can see, man must work on himself and transform himself, and this starts with the etheric power. It has to do with the capacity to feel one's own vital energy. My son and I had a discussion last time concerning this disease, and I explained it to him that this is the occasion to keep on feeling his chi. And he told me that I am not trying hard, but constantly I can feel my chi. This is very important because humanity must go through that stage and feel their chi consciously. Feeling your chi will help you live in the present moment, and the present moment is the only place that you can recuperate the power and the force over anything that can harm your body. I told you people from the previous video that the weakness is coming from within, from your unconsciousness or from the reflex of your nature. So you must work consciously on your chi, which is your vital energy, and you must be conscious of that vital energy. All right. So if you are not able to reinforce your immune system, you're in trouble. The most important technique concerning the doctrine of Anubis or Ampu consists of feeling your vital energy, because Anubis preserve the chi or the ka by the phenomenon of mummification so that you can see clearly. And that is what I'm asking you all to do today, to take this a bit far. One way or the other, they are going to find a solution, okay, to COVID-19. It could be two things, two plans, okay? The first plan is we consulted the oracle, and we told you about what we found, and I've explained it in the previous video before. So what I want to share with you today is this: the solution to COVID-19 will be found normally in June 20th, 2020. Between that or July 2020, something like that. And all I know is I'm following the oracle, and the oracle says the solution will be found in year 2020, between June and July. Precisely, I want to say June 20th or July 21st. It has to be done in the solstice of summer. We are almost close to it. So, meaning when we enter, humanity will find a solution, a concrete solution will be there for the moment being. And for the moment being, I notice that people are worried, and people have anxiety, and some people unfortunately are still going to die. And this is a response to the equilibrium of nature and life relating to the choices that karma have made, or rather choices that the Lord of karma have made. The most important thing to know is the answer or the cure for COVID-19 will be found in this year. Precisely, like I said before, July or June 21st will happen in the period known as summer. I know you are going to ask me why. Simply because we try to understand how the circle of 33 works. We realize that this event brought a message. So based on this message, we've concluded that humanity will find a solution, and the solution will come at that time. So honestly, has anybody truly thought about what this disease brought as a message to humanity? Because the disease seems to have affected the whole humanity. So it means that there's a message for all of us, right? All right. Personally, and with my fellow members, what we have noticed is the virus brought a message to humanity. We are all one humanity, one being, and this is very difficult for men to integrate. I don't know why. You think people will know this, but it isn't true, because humans are set in their own ways, and their attitudes tells you that we have not accepted the fact that we are one. It's sad, but the truth is we are all one people, one race, one human race on this planet Earth. So the virus is calling us all to the consciousness of humanity itself, for unity. We must see that we are the same people, because this unity is going to help us all work together to win this war and to find a vaccine. We cannot work separately. The previous video will tell you that the virus didn't bring war, rather recognition. Women must accept that we are all one. Sometimes one person's very existence may depend on the other person. COVID-19 brought a simple but clear message. We are the same, and there is only one race, the human race. We must understand this. There are no more Asian, European, American, or Latinos. I don't want to hear it. We are all human beings, and there is only one human race on earth. Us. Everybody included. All of us. We make a race. So it's about time that we reach this profound place of comprehension, because the virus also has this capacity of transformation. I told you this already. This virus, the virus is going to mutate 3 or 4 times when we enter this viral phase. You must understand. Everybody need to understand and grasp the very essence of man itself. It's called upon this, okay? So, and the essence of man is commune to man himself. The typology of man has been traced from the astral world. Are you not surprised that from all of those different races on earth, in a general manner, humans are suffering from what they call anomalies? Humans are practically, we are all born the same way with the same genetical forms. The genetical form itself depends on a code that is transcendent to it. And when we enter the dimension of the 5th archon, we must know that we are entering directly in the dimension of our car, in a transcendent prototype that gave birth to the human form, that is the body as we know it today. Human beings are the same all over the planet, wherever you may go, whether you are Chinese, whether you are African, whether you are white. The only difference really in race is the height of a person. It can be the height, it could be the size, it could be the color, whatever you want to put it at. But really we are all the same. And all those other things, colors, height and stuff, are just effects, an illusion that is linked to karma, or at the state of the person's own consciousness. But the status is the same, because we came from the mysteries of Osiris. And the mysteries of Osiris is the sarcophagus. And the sarcophagus is the spinal cord. Today, all humans, no matter where they are, unless it's an error or some type of anomalies which exist in humans sometimes, we all have a vertebrae that makes to make a normal statue that we can call a human being. So, and it exists in all of us. Every human being has a spinal cord. We agree on that. So the spinal cord constitutes of 33 vertebrae to make a normal statue for a human being. Yes? And the 33 vertebrae are just musical rhymes or rhythm that respond to a synchronic with the music of the spheres in the universe. Why are we all born resembling each other like that on the planet? Have you ever asked yourself that question? Why are we all born gifted with a spinal cord? What I call the fruit of God is the spinal cord, because it allows you to play all the sonority of the encompassing all, meaning the Creator. Why? Because it is about time that we understand that the definition of a human being should not be based on the physical or exterior aspect. It must be based on the person's sarcophagus, which is at the back, which is called the spinal cord. Okay? It is done by the fig tree. Remember the fig tree story? Yes. Talking about us. I'm using a coded word. I'm going to explain it further, I promise. It is done on the fig tree, okay? And the sarcophagus comes from the fig tree. All of these elements represent Isis Mundi, and it is the spinal cord of the world, and it is the spinal cord of man. The origin of the spinal cord comes from the spirit mundi, because the bond between the spirit and the mantle obligates the birth of a sarcophagi, meaning the birth of our spinal cord, because the mantle element is the cloth of the spirit that wants to express itself. It is what I call vibrational or rhythmic movements or vibrational sequences that resemble the notes of a flute, and they represent the 33 vertebrae, giving us an unlimited vibration of the Creator, the encompassing all. The number 33 represents the continuation of creation, however it may be infinitely big or infinitely small. Okay, this means that the spinal cord links the small infinite and the big infinite, playing the flute of one universe to the next, and it is what we call the jed. Because in the interior you will see that the sarcophagus can also be the jed. The jed is often called the spinal cord of Osiris. You must understand that everything is linked. The real man is Osiris in the coffin. The true man is Osiris that died by drowning in the Nile. The true man is just that, and this is why in the Book of the Dead, at a given time in its evolution in the infraworld, the individual must identify himself as Osiris, because deep down, human being is Osiris. And the question is, what is man? So that we can say that Africans are apart, the Europeans are different. I don't really know what is going on in people's head, but the truth is we are all one, the same, okay? For we all have one element that is defining and uniting us all as one, the spinal cord, the flute of God, the tool that is the symphony of the universe, the sarcophagus in the interior of which lies somnolent, our interior Christ. Osiris is in there, in our spine, sleeping, and we can also call it Atum Re. Atum Re is sleeping in the interior, and based on this we must understand who we are, why we are limiting ourselves to this body. This is just a body. Why? So when this body isn't the real body, when this body isn't really the human body, this body that you are looking at isn't the real human body. It's a mistake. The true body is a universal body, and the universal body isn't colored at all. She possesses all color, and she possesses no color. This universal body can adapt to all creatures. The universal body isn't linked to a head, some arm, leg, eyes, cyst, membrane, or to the penis or to the vagina, okay? So this is the reason why I ask this question again. What is the message of the virus? What is it trying to tell us? We are the same human race. We are all the same, no matter the race or the color. We are just a prototype. Forget about this continent and this race on the first or who came first, okay? Forget about all of these. We are all just a prototype, a metaphysical model, an akashic model, an etherical model, and this model has no color. The model of all races have been photocopied, and as if they are fraternal. We are all born this way. So if we are all born this way, it means that we all have something in common. Human being is what we are. The best question is this: based on what model are we all made of? Or is it based on genetic? The genetic is just an answer to a vibrational decision that transcends us. The body that you have is a body that isn't randomly chosen for you. It comes from a prototype. It is like a frame, and the frame is also the framer, okay? And I know this is confusing, but the framer is also the sarcophagus, or the sarcophagus, or the coffin, however you choose to call it. But where does all that come from? It comes from the fig tree. The tree of life is the fig tree. If you flip the same tree, the part that goes underground is the tree of knowledge and of good and bad. One part reverse with the roots in the ground, but nevertheless it is the same tree with the branches in the air. The tree of life is the same as the tree of God, of good and bad. It is bizarre that up until now, up until this point, you guys have not understood that the symbolism of the tree is what defines whom we are exactly. You are the tree of life. What is man? His definition is this: man is the tree of life on the tree of life of good and bad. It is simple as that. Man, the human being, is the tree, and on it lies the knowledge of good and bad. Don't say that you must learn Hebrew before you can know the tree of life. Forget about this foolishness, please, because the tree of life is Osiris, the coffin of Osiris, and the trees of life is also the spinal cord. The tree of life is also the jed. The tree of life is you and I. We are the tree of life on the tree of good and bad, because we cannot use the tree of life without using the knowledge of good and bad, because these two things have the same root. You gain the knowledge of good and bad, and you exploit the tree of life under the form of wisdom. You are the tree of life. If you want it, it is that simple. So really, what is man again? It is the tree of life. So with this definition, if you understand it correctly, where do we find the Chinese, the Asian, the European, or the Africans? We are all just a prototype from which we were all created, and we can call it the human prototype that we see in all humans' traditions. It is the symbols of the tree, but it's a symbol of the tree, okay? Furthermore, we find some other predominant element. It is the symbols of the Ouroboros, okay? We're going to talk about this later, because I really want to get into this mystery about the Ouroboros right now, okay? So, but really, I don't want to confuse you, but rather, I want to provoke some type of awakening inside of you. So the virus is the carrier of the message. If humanity can grasp the profound sense of this, and all the people, so-called race, can all collaborate and work together, we are going to win as one race, one unity. Imagine everybody put their head together. So I can assure you this, it'll work if we put our head together. So the oracle or the divination, I want to explain this a little bit. An oracle or divination is usually linked to conditions, okay? It is always like this because the oracle said it. Also, when the oracle is saying, if you ask them for a question and they give you the answer, they also give you conditions. So with this one, concerning COVID-19, the oracle warns us. And it says, if you keep on going like this is what is going to happen, because an oracle is just a prediction of events that we already know, and we also know the outcomes if we don't follow and do what they ask us to do. So as long as the cause didn't change, what is happening will not go away. This is the reason why it is very important to understand the condition that is linked to the virus, and why I wanted to share the video with you and tell you exactly what I've discovered. Concerning the condition linked to COVID-19, the oracle have already said that by following the circle in the year of 2019, we are entering another circle. And normally the circle wasn't supposed to make us live through such cyclic event. The virus will stop in the solstice of summer on one condition: human being must look into its own conscience and collaborate with their own perspective, and all the races on earth must work together. But if you stay in your own racist ways, and if you let hate infest your heart and your consciousness, the period of COVID-19 will prolong. If you are not ready, the virus is not going to be ready to stop either. You all have been warned, and you've heard it all. I told you all the information, and it is up to you all to do as you please with this information. May the initiates understand and we are going to keep on studying the message. One way or the other, we, the initiated people, have no problem to be with everyone, for we understand that a human being is not an Anglo-Saxon, an American, or an African, or a Chinese. For us, we are all one. Man isn't defined by its body, race, or color. We define man based on the mystic of the coffin, which is Osiris. We know that man represents Osiris, and Osiris himself is a real man. In reality, we know that it is based on the model of man that every other living thing was made. This model is colorless. It has no color. And at the same time, it has lots of multicolors. It is the vibration of man, and each and everyone must find that vibrational man. You must regenerate your vital energy, your car. You must become conscient, and you must feel it. I teach you more. I'm going to teach you more in the next video. Please be safe out there, and see you next time. And thank you so very much for taking the time to listen to me again. And please watch the video over and over so you can understand the content. So be safe out there and be blessed. Bye-bye.